How many snaps did they run in the 14 personnel?
That's only for us.
100% of the snaps.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome into 14P Fantasy. I am your host, Justin Wright. Today, we are talking James Conner. What is his value now that Chase Edmonds is out? And again, it looks like Edmonds is going to miss 3 to 4 weeks. So, what does that mean for James Conner? What does it mean for the offense? Let's just kind of get into it. Before we do, though, subscribe to the YouTube channel, drop a like. If you got questions, comments, drop them below. Follow me over on Twitter at Justin_14P. Follow the podcast account at 14P_fantasy. All right, the question at hand. What can you expect from James Conner? And it is tough because, we just saw him have a 40-point game when Chase Edmonds got hurt. That's you got to be an idiot to think that's what's going to continue to happen, that he's going to score 3 touchdowns and they are just going to feed James Conner, 26 touches a week. That's not realistic. It's not likely. But, if we look at his current averages, what's going to rise, what's going to fall, what can we expect? So again, including the blow-up game, he is now RB12 on the season. Again, he's basically seeing 13 to 14 touches a game. That's what he's been averaging. And that is a little bit inflated again because of the 26 touches he just saw. Realistically, Eno Benjamin's going to get some work. That's going to happen. We know James Conner is not built to take on massive workloads. That was the issue in Pittsburgh. That's why they cut him, or not cut him, but didn't re-sign him. So in reality, I think rather than 13 to 14 a game, you're probably going to see closer to 20. I don't know if consistently they want to get him over that mark just because of workload concerns. But if James Conner starts picking up targets, again, he had 5 targets last week. He has 10 on the season, so that tells you how much his passing role grew in just one game. If that is there to stay, James Conner is an RB1. He already owns the red zone work. He leads the NFL in rushing touchdowns. He had 3 touchdowns last week. All he does is score. Again, I'm looking at it. He has touchdowns in 6 of his last 7 games. 4 of those have been double-digit touchdown games. So he's going to retain that work. Now, if you add in pass-catching upside, you're looking at, James Conner in Pittsburgh a couple of years ago. But the injury concern is always there. If it's dynasty specifically, and I'm not a winning team, I'm not contending, now is your window to get rid of James Conner in dynasty. But if it's redraft, I'm probably going to hold him unless I'm getting something great. Because, again, he's going to be able to carry you to the playoffs. I believe that's the upside here. I'm not overly concerned about the floor. We saw him be an RB2 splitting time with Chase Edmonds. So you can see how this kind of aligns. I do think, maintaining RB1 production, like we said, is very much on the table for James Conner rest of season. All right, guys, if you got questions, drop them below. Trade questions, start sits, whatever. James Conner's a must start at this point, so don't ask that question. But as always, subscribe to the YouTube. Catch me over on Twitter at Justin_14P. And thanks for watching, guys. We will see you next time.
How many snaps did they run in the 14 personnel?
That's only for us.
100% of the snaps.